What if the very place you should feel safest, your own bed, became a gateway to a waking nightmare? Imagine opening your eyes in the dead of night, fully aware but utterly powerless. Your body refuses to move. Shadows gather in the corners, a crushing weight presses down on your chest, and something unseen watches you, waiting. For millions around the world, this isn't just a bad dream. It's a terrifying reality called sleep paralysis, and for some, it's only the beginning. What if these episodes are more than tricks of the mind? What if, in those moments between sleep and waking, you're not alone? Tonight, we'll expose the chilling truths behind real accounts of sleep paralysis and astral projection stories so disturbing they blur the line between science and the supernatural. You'll hear about encounters with shadowy figures, out-of-body journeys that defy explanation, and the relentless fear that keeps people awake at night. These are not legends. These are real experiences, and by the end of this video, you'll question what is truly possible when the lights go out. Before we dive into these unsettling mysteries, I have a quick request. Most people who watch our videos haven't subscribed yet. If you want to keep uncovering the darkest secrets and most mind-bending stories the world has to offer, hit that subscribe button now. Don't miss out on the next revelation, because what you learn here might just change the way you see the night forever. Ready? Let's begin. But be warned. Once you know the truth, sleep may never feel the same again. Sleep paralysis and astral projection are phenomena that have fascinated and terrified people across the globe for centuries. In recent years, online communities and personal accounts have brought renewed attention to these experiences, revealing striking similarities in how they are described, regardless of cultural background. Sleep paralysis is now recognized as a common condition, affecting a significant portion of the global population at least once in their lives. The sensation is often described as waking up and finding oneself completely unable to move, sometimes accompanied by intense hallucinations and a profound sense of dread. The neurobiology behind sleep paralysis is rooted in the REM stage of sleep, when the brain is highly active, but the body is kept immobile by a natural mechanism. This disconnect can result in a state where the mind is awake, but the body remains paralyzed, leaving the individual trapped between sleep and consciousness. During these episodes, vivid and sometimes terrifying hallucinations can occur, including the perception of shadowy figures, pressure on the chest, or the feeling of an intruder in the room. These experiences are not only deeply unsettling, but can also have lasting psychological impacts, especially when they are recurrent or associated with past trauma. For many, the first encounter with sleep paralysis is unforgettable. People often describe waking up in the middle of the night, fully aware of their surroundings, yet unable to move a single muscle. The room may look exactly as it did when they fell asleep, but there's an overwhelming sense that something is wrong. A heavy weight presses down on the chest, making it difficult to breathe, and a wave of panic sets in as the realization hits that no matter how hard they try, their body won't respond. These episodes are frequently accompanied by hallucinations that feel as real as waking life. Some report seeing shadowy figures lurking in the corners of the room, or even sitting on their chest, watching them with silent intent. Others hear whispers, footsteps, or the distant sound of doors creaking open. The terror is amplified by the inability to call out for help, leaving the person trapped in a silent struggle that can last anywhere from a few seconds to several minutes. While some people experience sleep paralysis only once or twice in their lives, others face it repeatedly, sometimes several times a month. For these individuals, the anticipation of another episode can be almost as distressing as the event itself. Many develop anxiety around sleep, dreading the moment when their body might once again betray them. Some try to change their sleeping positions, avoid naps during the day, or even delay going to bed altogether. hoping to prevent another terrifying encounter. The hallucinations that accompany sleep paralysis are not always the same. Some people describe seeing a dark, hooded figure standing at the foot of their bed, its presence so vivid that it's impossible to dismiss as just a dream. Others feel a cold, invisible hand gripping their head or limbs, holding them down with a force that feels both supernatural and inescapable. These sensations are often so intense that even after regaining control of their body, the fear lingers for hours or even days. In some cases, sleep paralysis seems to blur the line between reality and something far stranger. People have reported feeling as though they were pulled out of their bodies, floating above their beds, while their physical forms remained motionless below. This sensation, often described as an out-of-body experience, can be both awe-inspiring and deeply unsettling. The environment may appear distorted, with familiar objects taking on an eerie, dreamlike quality, and the boundaries between the physical and the intangible become almost impossible to define. These experiences sometimes evolve into what many call astral projection. Individuals describe a sudden shift, as if their consciousness is no longer tethered to their body. They might find themselves standing at the foot of their own bed, looking down at themselves, or wandering through their home in a state that feels more real than any dream. The transition is often accompanied by a powerful sense of energy surging through the body, a vibrating or buzzing sensation that signals the beginning of something extraordinary and unknown. For some, astral projection brings a sense of freedom and curiosity, allowing them to explore their surroundings in ways that defy the limits of the physical world. They recount moving effortlessly through walls, floating above rooftops, or even visiting places they have never seen before. Yet this newfound freedom is often shadowed by a persistent feeling of being watched. Many describe an intense awareness of unseen presences, as if something or someone lurks just beyond the edge of perception, observing their every move. The sense of vulnerability during these episodes can quickly shift from wonder to fear. Some report encountering entities that seem to inhabit this in-between space. These figures might appear as dark silhouettes, shifting shapes, or even familiar faces that feel subtly wrong. The atmosphere is thick with tension, and the realization that escape is impossible until the episode ends can be overwhelming. Even those who enter these states willingly admit that the line between fascination and terror is razor thin. The emotional aftermath of these experiences can be profound. Many people struggle to find explanations for what they've seen and felt, questioning whether it was all just a trick of the mind or something more. The vividness of the sensations, the pressure on the chest, the sound of footsteps, the sight of shadowy figures makes it difficult to dismiss these episodes as mere dreams. Some individuals begin to fear sleep itself, worried that each night might bring another encounter with the unknown. Others turn to online communities, searching for stories similar to their own. There, they find comfort in knowing they are not alone. But the shared details only reinforce how widespread and consistent these phenomena are. Patterns emerge: the presence of a dark figure, the inability to move or speak, the overwhelming sense of dread. These common threads suggest that while the experiences are deeply personal, they are also part of a larger global phenomenon that science is only beginning to understand. As more people share their accounts, certain details repeat with unsettling regularity. Some describe waking to a sensation of electricity pulsing through their bodies, a rhythmic vibration that seems to build until it becomes almost unbearable. This is often the prelude to the feeling of separation from the physical body, as if consciousness is being pulled upward or outward by an invisible force. The transition is rarely gentle. Instead, it's marked by confusion, disorientation, and a deep sense of unease. There are also those who experience a blending of sleep paralysis and astral projection, where the boundaries between the two states become indistinct. In these moments, the person might feel trapped in their body, aware of their surroundings but unable to move, while simultaneously sensing themselves drifting away. The fear of not being able to return, or of encountering something hostile in this altered state, adds another layer of anxiety to an already disturbing experience. Some individuals report that their experiences become more intense over time, with each episode building on the last. What might begin as a fleeting shadow in the corner of the room can escalate into full-blown encounters with entities that seem to possess their own intentions. These figures are often described as malevolent, exuding a sense of threat that is both immediate and deeply personal. The fear is not just of being watched, but of being targeted, as if the entities are drawn specifically to the vulnerable state of the person experiencing the episode. Others describe their environments changing in subtle but disturbing ways. Familiar rooms take on distorted proportions, colors shift to unnatural hues, and ordinary objects seem to pulse with a life of their own. Sometimes the person finds themselves in a version of their home that is almost, but not quite right. The uncanny sensation that something is fundamentally wrong with the world around them lingers long after they wake, making it difficult to shake the feeling that they've glimpsed another reality just beneath the surface of their own. For those who experience these phenomena regularly, the psychological toll can be significant. Night after night, the anticipation of another episode creates a cycle of anxiety and exhaustion. Some people try to avoid sleep altogether, fearing what might happen if they let their guard down. Others develop rituals or coping mechanisms, such as leaving lights on, playing calming music, or sleeping in positions they believe will reduce the likelihood of an episode. Despite these efforts, the unpredictability of sleep paralysis and astral projection means that control is always just out of reach. The impact often extends beyond the night. During the day, memories of the episodes can intrude unexpectedly, triggered by a dark corner or a sudden noise. Some individuals report lingering feelings of unease, difficulty concentrating, or even symptoms of trauma. The sense of isolation can be profound, especially for those who feel unable to talk about their experiences with friends or family. The fear of being dismissed or misunderstood keeps many silent, reinforcing the sense that what they are going through is both unique and inescapable. Despite the challenges, some people find ways to adapt. Over time, they learn to recognize the early signs of an episode, such as a buzzing in the ears or a sudden heaviness in the limbs. By focusing on small movements like wiggling their toes or clenching their fists, they can sometimes break the paralysis before it fully sets in. Others use breathing techniques or mental exercises to stay calm, reminding themselves that the experience, however terrifying, is temporary and will eventually pass. Online forums and support groups have become lifelines for many, offering a space to share stories and strategies without fear of judgment. In these communities, people exchange advice on how to cope, from practical tips to more spiritual approaches. Some recommend keeping a sleep journal to track patterns and triggers, while others suggest confronting the hallucinations directly, refusing to give in to fear. For many, simply knowing that others have survived similar experiences provides a measure of comfort and hope. Among the most disturbing accounts are those involving direct contact with entities during either sleep paralysis or astral projection. Some individuals describe feeling a cold, deliberate touch on their skin, or hearing voices whispering unintelligible words in their ears. These sensations are often accompanied by the overwhelming conviction that the presence in the room is not a figment of the imagination. The fear becomes physical, manifesting as a racing heart, shallow breathing, and the desperate urge to escape. In other cases, the entities seem to communicate through emotions rather than words. People report sudden waves of despair, anger, or even malevolence that feel as though they are being projected directly into their minds. The boundaries between self and other blur, leaving the person unsure where their own thoughts end and the intruder's influence begins. These encounters can leave lasting scars, making it difficult to trust one's own perceptions and deepening the sense of vulnerability that lingers long after the experience has ended. Deeply unsettling. Some people report seeing multiple versions of themselves or their pets, as if reality has fractured and they are witnessing parallel versions of their own lives. Others find themselves in environments that are almost identical to their own homes, yet small details are inexplicably altered. A chair in the wrong place, a door that shouldn't exist, or a familiar object missing. These subtle distortions create a lingering sense of unreality, making it hard to trust even the most ordinary aspects of daily life. There are also those who describe moments of euphoria or wonder while outside their bodies, only for the experience to shift suddenly into fear. The transition can be triggered by the appearance of a shadowy presence, a sudden drop in temperature, or the realization that they are not alone. The sense of being observed or even pursued turns what began as an exploration into a desperate attempt to return to the safety of their physical form. Many say that the relief of waking is mixed with confusion and dread, unsure of what they have truly experienced. In the aftermath of these episodes, many people struggle to make sense of what happened. The line between dream, hallucination, and reality becomes blurred, leaving them questioning their own memories. Some try to rationalize the experience as a product of stress or an overactive imagination, while others are convinced that they have glimpsed another layer of existence. The uncertainty can be as unsettling as the episodes themselves, fueling a cycle of anxiety that makes restful sleep even harder to achieve. For a few, the experiences become so frequent or intense that they begin to impact daily functioning. Sleep deprivation, irritability, and difficulty concentrating are common complaints. Some individuals report developing a fear of the dark or avoiding certain rooms in their homes where episodes have occurred. The sense of vulnerability can extend into waking life, with people feeling watched or followed even during the day. Over time, the cumulative effect of these experiences can erode confidence and well-being, making it difficult to maintain a sense of normalcy. To understand it more deeply, they read books, watch documentaries, and join online groups dedicated to exploring altered states of consciousness. For these people, sleep paralysis and astral projection are not just sources of terror, but also opportunities to explore the boundaries of the mind. They experiment with different techniques to induce or control these states, hoping to gain insight or even mastery over the experiences that once left them powerless. Others take a more cautious approach, focusing on prevention and self-care. They establish regular sleep routines, avoid stimulants before bed, and create calming bedtime rituals in an effort to reduce the likelihood of episodes. Some consult therapists or medical professionals, seeking reassurance that what they are experiencing is not a sign of a more serious condition. While there are no guaranteed solutions, many find that a combination of education, support, and self-awareness helps them regain a sense of control over their sleep and their lives. The search for meaning in these experiences often leads people to reflect on their own beliefs about consciousness and reality. Some come to see sleep paralysis and astral projection as evidence of a hidden dimension to human existence, a realm that can only be accessed in altered states. They interpret their encounters with entities or distorted environments as glimpses into parallel worlds or the workings of the subconscious mind. This perspective can be empowering, transforming fear into curiosity and opening the door to new ways of understanding the self. At the same time, the stigma surrounding these phenomena remains strong. Many people hesitate to share their stories, worried about being labeled as delusional or unstable. This silence can make the experience even more isolating, as individuals struggle to process intense emotions on their own. The lack of public awareness and understanding means that support is often limited to anonymous forums or small online groups. For those who are deeply affected, finding a sense of community and validation can be a crucial step toward healing. Over time, some individuals develop personal rituals or beliefs to protect themselves during sleep. These might include placing certain objects near the bed, reciting affirmations, or visualizing protective barriers before falling asleep. While there is no scientific proof that these practices prevent episodes, many people report feeling safer and more in control when they adopt them. The sense of agency, even if symbolic, can make a significant difference in how people cope with the fear and uncertainty that accompany sleep paralysis and astral projection. In some cases, people find that their experiences change as their attitudes shift. Those who once felt only terror may begin to approach episodes with curiosity or even acceptance. By reframing the phenomenon as a natural, if mysterious, part of the human experience, they are able to reduce their anxiety and regain a sense of normalcy. This process is rarely easy or straightforward, but it highlights the resilience and adaptability of the human mind in the face of the unknown. For others, the journey is far more difficult. Some individuals experience episodes so disturbing that they develop symptoms of trauma, such as nightmares, flashbacks, or heightened anxiety. The fear of losing control or of encountering something truly malevolent can become overwhelming. In severe cases, people may withdraw from social activities, struggle with depression, or find it nearly impossible to get a full night's sleep. The impact on mental health is real and can persist long after the episodes themselves have stopped. Support from friends, family, or professionals can make a crucial difference. When people feel heard and believed, they are more likely to seek help and explore coping strategies. Therapy, medication, or simply having someone to talk to can help break the cycle of fear and isolation. While the experiences themselves may never fully disappear, learning to manage their effects allows many people to reclaim their sense of safety and confidence, both at night and during the day. As awareness of sleep paralysis and astral projection grows, more people are willing to share their stories. Documentaries, podcasts, and social media have become platforms for individuals to describe their experiences in detail, helping to reduce stigma and promote understanding. These first-hand accounts reveal just how varied the phenomena can be, from brief, confusing moments to elaborate journeys that feel as real as waking life. The diversity of stories highlights the complexity of the human mind and the many ways it can interpret altered states of consciousness. Researchers continue to study these phenomena, searching for patterns and explanations that might demystify them. While science has made progress in understanding the mechanics of sleep and the brain, much remains unknown. The overlap between neurological processes, psychological factors, and personal beliefs means that each experience is unique. As more data is collected and analyzed, new insights may emerge, offering hope for better treatments and a deeper understanding of what it means to be conscious. For many, the most enduring question is whether these experiences are purely internal or if they hint at something beyond ordinary perception. Some people are content with scientific explanations, attributing their episodes to brain chemistry and sleep cycles. Others remain convinced that they have touched another reality, one that exists alongside our own, but is usually hidden from view. This debate is unlikely to be settled soon, but it continues to inspire curiosity and debate among those who have lived through these unsettling moments. Regardless of the explanation, the emotional impact is undeniable. The fear, confusion, and awe that accompany sleep paralysis and astral projection can leave a lasting mark. Even years after their last episode, many people remember the details with vivid clarity. The sense of vulnerability, the struggle to regain control, and the lingering uncertainty about what is real and what is not. All of these shape how individuals relate to their own minds and to the world around them. As people continue to share their stories, certain themes emerge that cross cultural and geographic boundaries. The presence of shadowy figures, the feeling of being watched, and the sensation of leaving one's body are reported by individuals from vastly different backgrounds. This consistency suggests that, while the details may vary, the underlying experiences are part of a universal aspect of human consciousness. The recognition of these shared patterns can be comforting, reminding people that they are not alone in what they go through. At the same time, the personal nature of each episode means that no two experiences are exactly alike. The emotions, imagery, and aftermath are shaped by individual fears, beliefs, and life histories. For some, the episodes become a catalyst for personal growth or spiritual exploration. For others, they remain a source of distress and confusion. The challenge lies in finding meaning and support, whether through scientific understanding, community, or personal reflection. Some individuals find comfort in learning about the science behind these phenomena. Understanding how the brain can create such vivid and convincing experiences helps to demystify the terror and reduce feelings of helplessness. Educational resources, whether books, articles, or expert interviews, offer practical advice on managing sleep hygiene and recognizing the early signs of an episode. For many, this knowledge becomes a tool for regaining control and reducing the power that fear holds over their lives. Others turn to spiritual or cultural traditions for explanations and protection. In some cultures, sleep paralysis is interpreted as a supernatural attack or a sign of spiritual awakening. Rituals, prayers, or the involvement of community elders are common responses. These practices, while varied, provide a framework for understanding and coping with the unknown. Whether grounded in science or spirituality, the search for meaning is a crucial part of the journey for anyone affected by sleep paralysis or astral projection. Over time, many people develop a more nuanced relationship with these experiences. What once was a source of pure terror may become something to observe with curiosity or even acceptance. Some individuals keep detailed journals, documenting each episode in hopes of finding patterns or triggers. This process of self-observation can reveal connections between stress, sleep habits, and the frequency or intensity of episodes. For a few, the act of writing itself becomes therapeutic, helping to process emotions and regain a sense of control. The journey is rarely straightforward. Setbacks are common and episodes may return unexpectedly, sometimes after months or even years without incident. Yet, the resilience shown by those who face these challenges is remarkable. Through trial and error, support from others, and a willingness to confront the unknown, many people find ways to live with the uncertainty. In the end, the story of sleep paralysis and astral projection is not just one of fear, but also of adaptation and the enduring human drive to understand the mysteries of the mind. The impact of these phenomena often extends to relationships and daily life. Partners or family members may notice changes in mood, disrupted sleep, or increased anxiety, even if they don't fully understand what's happening. Some people find it difficult to explain their experiences to loved ones, worried about being dismissed or misunderstood. This can lead to feelings of isolation, making it even more important to seek out understanding and support, whether from professionals or peers who share similar stories. Despite the challenges, many individuals report moments of unexpected insight or personal growth. Facing the unknown night after night can foster a deeper sense of resilience and self-awareness. Some people come to view their experiences as a unique aspect of their identity, a reminder of the mind's complexity and the mysteries that still exist within everyday life. These moments of clarity, however brief, can offer hope and motivation to continue searching for answers and connection. As more research emerges, new treatments and coping strategies are being developed to help those affected by sleep paralysis and astral projection. Techniques such as meditation, relaxation exercises, and cognitive behavioral therapy have shown promise in reducing the frequency and severity of episodes. Some people benefit from medication or lifestyle changes, such as improving sleep hygiene and managing stress. The key is often a combination of approaches tailored to the individual's needs and circumstances. Community support remains one of the most valuable resources. Online forums, support groups, and even local meetups provide a space for people to share their stories, ask questions, and offer encouragement. Knowing that others have faced similar challenges can be deeply reassuring. These connections not only reduce feelings of isolation, but also help people discover practical solutions and new perspectives. Through shared experience and collective wisdom, many find the strength to face their fears and reclaim their nights. The evolution of public understanding about sleep paralysis and astral projection reflects broader changes in how society approaches mental health and consciousness. Once dismissed as superstition or dismissed entirely, these experiences are now recognized as legitimate subjects of scientific inquiry and personal exploration. This shift has encouraged more open conversations, reducing stigma and making it easier for people to seek help without fear of ridicule. As a result, more individuals are able to access the resources and support they need. At the same time, the mystery remains. Despite advances in neuroscience and psychology, there is still much that cannot be explained. The vividness of the sensations, the consistency of certain themes across cultures, and the profound emotional impact all suggest that these phenomena touch on something fundamental about the human experience. For many, the unanswered questions are a source of both frustration and fascination, fueling ongoing curiosity about the nature of reality and the limits of human perception. For those living with sleep paralysis or astral projection, the journey is ongoing. Each episode becomes part of a larger story, one that is shaped by fear, curiosity, resilience, and a search for meaning. The process of coming to terms with these experiences is deeply personal, often involving both setbacks and breakthroughs. Some find peace through understanding and acceptance, while others continue to seek answers, driven by the hope that one day the mysteries will be fully unraveled. Ultimately, these phenomena remind us of the complexity and depth of the human mind. They challenge our assumptions about what is real and what is possible, inviting us to explore the boundaries of consciousness. Whether viewed as a medical condition, a spiritual journey, or an unexplained mystery, sleep paralysis and astral projection continue to captivate and unsettle those who experience them and those who listen to their stories. While no single explanation or treatment fits everyone, the collective sharing of experiences has created a sense of solidarity among those affected. People who once suffered in silence now find themselves part of a global conversation, contributing to a growing body of knowledge and understanding. This sense of community is powerful, offering reassurance that even the most isolating and frightening episodes can be faced together. As science and personal testimony continue to intersect, the hope is that greater awareness will lead to better support, more effective interventions, and a deeper appreciation for the mysteries of the mind. Until then, the stories of sleep paralysis and astral projection serve as a reminder that, despite our advances, there are still realms within ourselves that remain unexplored and awe-inspiring. In the end, sleep paralysis and astral projection reveal just how much remains unknown about the mind and its capabilities. These experiences, while often frightening, also inspire wonder and reflection about the nature of consciousness and the boundaries of reality. For those who endure them, each episode is a reminder of both the vulnerability and the resilience that define the human experience. As understanding grows, so does the hope that one day the mysteries behind these phenomena will be fully understood, bringing comfort and clarity to all who seek answers. And now I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced sleep paralysis, or something you just can't explain? What do you think is really happening during these terrifying episodes? Science, the supernatural, or something else entirely? Share your story or your thoughts in the comments below. I'm reading everything. If you found this video unsettling or eye-opening, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any of the strange and mind-bending stories we uncover next. Your subscription is what keeps this community growing and ensures you're always the first to know when we reveal new mysteries. And if you're ready to go even deeper, check out the next video appearing on your screen. It's one you definitely don't want to miss. Thanks for watching. I'm Jack.